Well, while I'm on my honeymoon, we rented a little sports car. So I think it'd be fun to do a quick little review. I'm very excited. I've always liked these cars. I've always liked the Challengers. So let's do a review. Wait a minute. Oh. I think I got catfished. All right, well, like I said, we're on our honeymoon in Hawaii. I wanted to rent a Dodge Challenger, but we got a Chevy Camaro instead, which it's been fun, but I've been driving it for about 6 days now, so I thought maybe, we give a little review about it. We're gonna go over the speed, the style, the functionality, the creature comforts, and the handling of this. It is a 2020 Chevrolet Camaro LTG, and let's just get into it. So for speed, I'm giving this thing a 5 out of 10. It is a 4-cylinder 2-liter turbo, making 275 horsepower and 298 foot-pounds of torque. 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds with a top speed of 149. It's fine. It also comes with an automatic transmission with some flappy paddles, which is fun, but it's not really useful all that much. You can pass people, you can merge confidently and safely, so like it does get up and go a little bit faster than what I'm used to, but otherwise it's fine. It's 5 out of 10. It's serviceable, and it's a newer car, so it's kind of where you would expect. All right, for style, I'm honestly going to give it an 8 out of 10. The more I look at it, the more I like it. I think the rear end and the front end look a lot better with the newest iteration facelift. Compared to the original style when this first came out, it looked a bit dopey and kind of nerdy. But this is a lot more refined, mature, and it looks a bit more aggressive, which I also really like. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 for that. I know it's mostly subjective, but the interior looks nice too. Not really a whole lot to complain about as far as looks go. It also has a lot of potential in my opinion, so there's also that. Functionality, honestly, we're going to go with a 5 out of 10 on this one. For a little fun, little daily to run around town in, sure, great, cool. But for renting a car for a Hawaiian island honeymoon adventure, we definitely would not have complained with a bit more space. Just a couple like nitpicky things that I've noticed after like the 6 days of me basically dailying this. The doors are insanely huge and they're really heavy. So if anybody parks next to you, like the doors are a lot longer, so if you go to open them, like you need a lot more space than what I'm personally used to. So if somebody parks next to you, it's kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. But that's one of my gripes. Another thing that I've noticed is that the blind spots in this car are absolutely ginormous, and that would probably be one of the biggest complaints I had about it if I had to buy one tomorrow. They're just huge and they're really hard to get used to. Another little nitpick of mine, I know this is pretty common for a lot of newer cars, but these A-pillars are super thick and they're just a lot thicker than I'm used to, so I feel like they really block up a lot of the extra like visibility that you have out the front window and out the side. I was taking some like curvy roads a couple days ago, and depending on the angle, you couldn't really even see where you were driving because of the like thickness of the A-pillar. So that kind of sucks. Also, as a last little side note, if you do rent one specifically in Hawaii, you cannot go up to Mauna Kea, which is the tallest point on the main Hawaiian island, because it's not 4-wheel drive. So you can only go up to the visitor center, and then there's literally police cars that will turn you around if you don't have a 4x4, which kind of sucks. As far as creature comforts go, we're going to go with a 4 out of 10 on this thing. The backup camera is what saves this score from being any less than that. It's fantastic and honestly makes this car a lot easier to drive, and without it, it would have been a pain in the butt. Other than that, it has hands-free Bluetooth and cup holders, and that's pretty much it. No heated seats or cooled seats, no blind spot indicators on the mirrors, and also the sound system kind of sucks, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little disappointed. I thought there'd be more nifty little gadgets in here. There might be some that I'm missing, but I have not noticed any benefit from anything else. Basically just the backup camera. A couple more notes about the creature comforts. The back seats are essentially useless. I think they're hilarious. I don't see anyone ever getting any use out of them whatsoever. And the interior, honestly, it feels kind of cramped. Like with the windows, how there's such like a low profile, combined with the blind spots, it feels way more cramped than I originally thought it would. These newer cars, like the Challengers, and the Camaros, and the Mustangs to some extent, feel a lot bigger. Like they look a lot bigger on the outside, but on the inside, this one felt much more cramped than I thought it was going to be. And I'm 5'8", so, and I think the ceiling feels low, so I can't imagine anyone taller than me, which is most people, feeling comfortable in this car. For handling, we're going to go with an 8 out of 10, surprisingly. It's been super comfortable. I've had no issues at all. The suspension is pretty much where you would think it would be for a little sports car like this. It's definitely not as soft as, you know, like a Camry or like a crossover or SUV or something. It's a bit more stiff, obviously, but it's really not that bad. It's a lot better than a static 2004 wagon, I'll tell you that much. However, it handles nicely. The throttle is responsive. The paddle shifters are fun. It stays nice and level when you go around corners. It's really not that bad. I've been pleasantly surprised as far as the handling goes. It's nice. All right, so overall, it brings us to a 6 out of 10 on the 2020 Chevrolet Camaro LTG. One of my favorite things about it is honestly the looks. I think they look really sharp. I think they look really nice. And it was fun to drive, but my favorite thing about it was that I rented it and I didn't buy it. With some of the complaints I have regarding the creature comforts and the lack thereof, the blind spots are horrible. I'd be less excited and inclined to look for a used one after I got back as my next car. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to like, sub, peace, bye.